Senate Bill 137 by Senator Hernandez, enacting to health care coverage.
Senator Hernandez.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President, members. The amendments in the Assembly give the regulators more time to develop uniform standards. This is for the Health Insurance Provider Directory. Delete requirements on plans that require 97% accurate directories. Require health plans and insurers to notify each contracted provider annually or semi-annually, depending on the provider type. Require affirmative response for the providers and provider groups, and include a process for plan verification if the providers does not respond. Authorizes health plans and insurers to delay payment or reimbursement owed to a provider or provider group after steps have been taken to obtain a response from the provider and establish a protections for providers, including that of the Provider Bill of Rights applies. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion or debate on the measure? Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. DeLeon. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines. Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Wesso. Aye. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lada. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Levi. Lou. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell.
Aye.
Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. No. Wynn. Aye. Nilsson. Aye. Pan. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Senator Hernandez moves the call. File item 13, Senate Bill 251. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 251 by Senator Roth, enacting to disability access.
Senator Roth.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, members, Senate Bill 251 is back on concurrence. Various clarifying and technical amendments were taken in the Assembly, but there were three substantive changes that were made in the other House. First, in the instance where a business owner hires a certified access specialist to identify ADA access violations, Assembly amendments increase the time available to fix these violations before a lawsuit can be brought. The Senate version provided for a 90-day window. The bill as amended allows for 120 days and up to 180 days if a building permit is necessary and a fix is in process. Second, when this bill passed the Senate originally, this provision was available to all businesses. Assembly amendments limit the use of the provision to businesses with 100 employees or less. Third, the tax credit in this bill has been reduced from a credit for 50% of eligible expenditures up to $10,000 to a 10% credit for the same amount with the sunset provision in 2021. Strong bipartisan support. Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Any discussion or debate? Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. DeLeon. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines. Galgiani. Gaines, aye. Galgiani, aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Wesso. Aye. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lada. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Lou. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nilsson. Pan. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Senator Roth moves the call. File item 14, Senate Bill 321. Mr. Secretary, pass on file. File item 15, Senate Bill 326. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 326 by Senator Bell, enacting to emergency services.
Senator Bell.
Thank you, Madam President. This bill is the air ambulance bill We are back from the Assembly on concurrence. And if the Assembly amended the bill to include a plan that would look at other funding sources and adequate reimbursement for providers, subsequent to the approval of this, I'd like to request motions and resolutions to enter a letter to the Journal. Thank you. Urge and I vote.
Thank you. Any discussion or debate? Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, please call roll.
Allen. I. Anderson. I. Bates. Bell. I. Berryhill. I. Block. I. Canella. I. DeLeon. I. Fuller. I. Gaines. I. Galgioni. I. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Weso. I. Huff. I. Jackson. I. Lara. I. Leno. I. Leva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. Mitchell. I. Monning. I. Morlock. Morrell. I. Wynn. No. Nilsson. I. Pan. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. I. Stone. I. Vidak. I. Wachowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, I. Bates, I.
Senator Bell moves the call. Senator Bell.
Under motions and resolutions, Madam President, I request unanimous consent to submit a letter to the Journal regarding this bill, SB 326, indicating a commitment to work on a plan next year to determine other funding sources for air ambulances. This has been approved by both sides of the aisle. I request unanimous consent of entering this letter into the Journal.
Without objection. Moving on to file item 16, Senate Bill 376. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 376 by Senator Lara, an act relating to public contracts.
Senator Lara.
Thank you, Madam President and members. SB 376 requires the University of California, when evaluating bids for contract work, to evaluate the total employee compensation package, including benefits such as health care, and ensure that it does not undercut wages and benefits of existing university employees. This bill was amended in the Assembly to clarify that this bill will not affect the university's ability to contract for unique personal services such as cultural or musical performances. This bill will protect jobs performed members by janitors, food service workers, groundskeepers, maintenance workers, 90% of whom are women, immigrants, and people of color. The UC can and does subcontract out those jobs in increasing numbers, despite the fact that the UC's own academic studies point out that these practices result in workers being 3 times more likely to need state-funded welfare services of one kind or another. According to the 2012 report by the UC Berkeley Labor Center, temporary workers are, quote, on the whole younger, more likely to be female, less likely to be white, non-Hispanic, and less likely to have a high school diploma. 39% of all contingent workers lack health care insurance, and 18% of them rely on public health insurance. Members, SB 376 requires that employers providing these subcontracted services simply tell the UC that the wages and benefits they provide their employees do not undercut the wages and benefits that UC pays its own employees for doing the exact same job. Those same tough, unseen, often overlooked jobs that play an important role at the University of California. Members, our finest educational institution should not be engaged in the race to the bottom for pay and benefits for its workers. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Any discussion or debate? Any discussion or debate on this measure? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Anderson. No. Bates. No. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. No. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. DeLeon. Aye. Fuller. No. Gaines. Galgioni. Aye. Glazer. No. Hall. I Hancock. I Hernandez. I Hertzberg. I Hill. I Hueso. I Huff. No Jackson. I Lara. I Leno. I Leva. I Liu. I McGuire. I Mendoza. Mitchell. I Monning. I Morlock. No Morrell. No Wynn. No Nielsen. Pan. Pavley. I Roth. I Runner. No Stone. No Vidak. No Wachowski. I Wolk. Wolk, no.
Senator Lara moves the call. File item 17, Senate Bill 387. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 387 by Senator Jackson, an act relating to the State Bar.
Senator Jackson.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, SB 387 is the annual bar dues bill. This will permit the State Bar to charge exactly the same as they did last year for membership dues. It is an amount up to $390 for active members. Again, it is identical to last year, so there is no net increase for members. The Assembly amendments implement many of the recommendations that came from the State Auditor's Office after the bill was originally introduced on our floor. So the amendments taken in the Assembly include better defining the backlog of discipline cases, requiring the bar to complete a workforce plan for its discipline system, and requiring the bar to develop a reasonable spending plan based on its necessary operations. In response to concerns about the transparency and accountability of the State Bar, the bill requires an in-depth financial audit, including a review of the bar's internal controls and relevant practices. The bill also requires the State Bar to comply with the Bagley-Keene Open Meeting Act as well as the California Public Records Act. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. Any discussion or debate? Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Allen. I Anderson. I Bates. I Bell. I Berryhill. I Block. I Canella. I DeLeon. I Fuller. I Gaines. Galgioni. I Glazer. I Hall. I Hancock. I Hernandez. I Hertzberg. I Hill. I Hueso. I Huff. I Jackson. I Lara. I Leno. I Leva. I Liu. I McGuire. I Mendoza. Mitchell. I Monning. I Morlock. I Morrell. I Wynn. I Nielsen. I Pan. Pavley. I Roth. I Runner. I Stone. I Vidak. I Wachowski. I Wolk. Wolk, aye.
The senator moves the call. File item 18, Senate Bill 507. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 507 by Senator Pavley, an act relating to sexually violent predators.
Senator Pavley.
Oh, thank you very much. Senate Bill 507 is sponsored by the LA District Attorney's Office. The intent of this bill is to avoid releasing sexually violent predators who are likely to commit more violent sex offenses upon their release. The Assembly amendments provide a stricter standard for use of the records in court. The amendments also clarify that this bill is not intended to affect the California Supreme Court's decision in the pending case about whether or not confidential records can be provided to an outside expert hired by a prosecutor. This bill has received unanimous support throughout the legislative process. I urge your aye vote.
Any discussion or debate? Discussion or debate? Seeing none, Secretary, please read. Call the roll.
Allen. I Anderson. I Bates. I Bell. I Berryhill. I Block. I Canella. I DeLeon. I Fuller. I Gaines. Galgioni. I Glazer. I Hall. I Hancock. I Hernandez. I Hertzberg. I Hill. I Hueso. I Huff. I Jackson. I Lara. I Leno. I Leva, I Liu, I McGuire, I Mendoza, I Mitchell, I Monning, I Morlock, I Morrell, I Wynn, Nilsson, I Pan, Pavley, I Roth, I Runner, I Stone, I Vidak, Wachowski, I Wolk. Wolk, aye.
The senator moves the call. File item 19, Senate Bill 546. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 546 by Senator Leno, an act relating to health care coverage.
Senator Leno.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, this bill is back on concurrence. The bill itself provides large purchasers of health coverage more information about how their rates are set so that we can better contain health care costs and save everybody significant money. The amendments taken in the Assembly significantly reduce the scope of the bill. They remove all rate review and rate review triggers. They remove all rate regulation and triggers, and it reduced the number of public meetings from 19 to just one annual meeting. The bill is supported by unions as well as large employers like UPS and CalPERS. In its amended form, it has received bipartisan support, and I ask for your concurrence on Assembly amendments.
Any discussion or debate on the measure? Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. No. Bates. No. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. No. Block. Aye. Canella. No. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. No. Gaines. Galgioni. Aye. Glazer. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. No. Jackson. Aye. Lada. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. No. Morrell. No. Wynn. Nilsson. No. Pan. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. No. Stone. No. Vidak. No. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Thank you. The senator moves the call. File item 20, Senate Bill 610. Dr. Pan is not at his desk. File item 21, Senate Bill 660. Passed temporarily. File item 22, Senate Bill 673. Senator Lara. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 673 by Senator Lara, an act relating to hazardous waste.
Senator Lara.
Thank you, Madam President and members. SB 673 enacts important reforms to provide accountability, transparency, and oversight measures for the Department of Toxic Substance Control. The amendments taken in the Assembly deleted the committee that established criteria for the department to consider as it makes its permitting decisions. Those amendments remove the opposition from the California Chamber of Commerce, the California Building Industry Association, and our very, very good friends, the Western States Petroleum Association. Members, it is important that the public have faith and confidence in the regulatory agencies entrusted to protect public health. This bill makes important strides in restoring that faith and improving community participation in permitting decisions for hazardous waste sites. I respectfully ask for your aye votes.
Thank you. Any discussion or debate on the measure? Any discussion or debate? Senator Leva.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to rise and thank the author very much for bringing this bill forward. I had the opportunity to take the toxic tour in my district, and I was dismayed by what I saw there. Out of 55 total permitted off-site commercial facilities, DTSC has approved 54 in areas with above-average poverty rates or primarily non-white populations. California's most disadvantaged communities, including many in the district that I represent, unfairly carry the impacts of pollution and toxic waste. SB 673 corrects this disheartening trend and ensures that every community, including our most disadvantaged, have a voice and are granted the respect and the protection that they deserve. Again, I thank the senator for bringing it forward and respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Any further discussion or debate? Senator Lara, please close.
Thank you, Madam President. Just to remind members, WISPA is now taking off their opposition from this bill. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. No. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. No. Block. Aye. Canella. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Jackson. Aye. Lada. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. No. Morrell. No. Wynn. Nilsson. No. Pan. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. No. Stone. Vidak. No. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Senator moves the call. Colleagues, we're going to return to file item 21, Senate Bill 660. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 660 by Senator Leno, an act relating to the Public Utilities Commission.
Senator Leno.
Thank you, Madam President. SB 660 is Senator Hueso's and my attempt at reform of the California Public Utilities Commission. It is back on concurrence of Assembly amendments. They reflect extensive negotiations with the administration and with the CPUC and incorporate many of the recommendations contained in the June report from the Strumwasser and Wucher law firm that was commissioned by the agency. This bill, as amended, will bring and restore necessary confidence back to the workings of the California Public Utilities Commission. I ask for concurrence on Assembly amendments.
Thank you. Senator Hueso.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I also rise to support the amendments that were made in the Assembly, clarifying the bill further. Again, this gets to an important matter regarding ex parte communications. You know, I used to be on the Coastal Commission, and ex parte was a very important part of divulging to the public information about conversations that we're having with interested parties. So this is going to strengthen transparency within the PUC, and I urge everyone's support.
Thank you. Any further discussion or debate? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines. Galgiani. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lada. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Nilsson. Aye. Pan. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Thank you. Senator Leno moves the call. File item 23, Senate Bill 767. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 767 by Senator De Leon, an act relating to transportation.
Mr. Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam President, colleagues. Senate Bill 767 is back for concurrence. It allows Los Angeles County voters to decide if the sales tax should be increased to fund transportation projects. It's about choice, giving the voters, irrespective of their political affiliation, the opportunity to have a voice through the electoral system. This will fund much-needed transportation projects in LA County and do so in a manner that hopefully will relieve congestion, will lessen our carbon emissions, as well as promote economic growth. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion or debate on the measure? Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. No. Bates. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. No. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. No. Gaines. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. No. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leyva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. No. Morrell. No. Wynn. Nilsson. No. Pan. Pavley. Aye. Roth. No. Runner. No. Stone. No. Vidak. No. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Senator De Leon moves the call. Under privileges of the floor, Senator Runner.
Under personal privilege, I'd like to introduce my own American hero today. My daughter, who served in the U.S. Coast Guard, her husband is currently serving, and that's my wonderful little grandson, Paxton, here today to be at the rally. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for your
Welcome to
service.
the Senate, Paxton. Senator Monning, the hour of noon has arrived.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Under motions and resolutions, members, there's a letter at the desk requesting withdrawal of Assembly Bills 35, 266, 243, 604, and 134, and Senate Resolution 52 from committee, and order the measures to third reading. Further, under motions and resolutions, members...
Senator Monning?
Yes.
Let's take them one at a time. That requires a vote.
Thank you.
A roll call vote. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Bates. No. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Canella. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leyva. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell.
Aye.
Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. Morrell. Wynn. Nilsson. Pan. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Stone. Vidak. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye. Anderson, no. Leyva, aye. Morrell, no.
Ayes 24, noes 3. The motion carries. Senator Monning.
Thank you, Madam President. Under motions and resolutions, there's a resolution at the desk requesting permission to suspend Joint Rules 61 and 62 for the purpose of allowing Assembly Bill 1288 to be heard and reported by committee. These requests have been approved by the Rules Committee.
Motion to suspend joint rules. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. No. Bates. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Canella. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Hall. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. I Hill, I Hueso, Huff, Jackson, I Lara, I Leno, I Leva, I Liu, I McGuire, I Mendoza, I Mitchell, I Monning, I Morlock, Morrell, no, Wynn, Nilsson, Pan, Pavley, I Roth, I Runner, Stone, no, Vidak, Wachowski, I Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Colleagues, if we could have everyone to come to the floor and be prepared as we call the absent members. We'll give you a moment. Please call the absent members.
Bates, Berryhill, Cannella, Fuller, Gaines, Glazer, Hall, I, Hueso, I Huff, Morlock, Wynn, Nilsson, Pan, Runner, Vidak.